Hello and welcome to our Meet the Candidates special for Cameron County. Is the fact that 4 years ago the Democrats thought they had it won with John Wood. However, Carlos Costas came back in a recount, and then Wood came back in a recount, back and forth, back and forth. So the Democrats are left somewhat waiting and wanting and yearning for a Democrat to go back to the job of Cameron County judge, go back to the days of Gilberto Hinojosa. So, are you the man? And that's what the voters want to know. Are you the man, Joe Rivera, who can give that position back to the Democrats?
I think I'm the perfect person that can take over the nomination and the judgeship for Cameron County. I've been in public office for over 30 years, and I'm kind of proud to tell you that in those 30 years, I've never had a speck of bad publicity. We've always done a good job as your county clerk. We have built one of the best county clerk's offices not only in the state of Texas, but in the nation, because we have been able to combine technology with great service. And that's something that we are very, very proud of. I've been a leader not only locally, but statewide. I have an open door policy in my office, and I will continue to do so. And I want to assure the people of Cameron County that that door in the county judge's office will always, always be open for all the citizens of Cameron County.
This candidate, Joe Rivera, has served as an ex officio member of the Cameron County Commissioner's Court. You segued and kind of brought up the other topic that's very critically in the minds of all voters with county officials, DA, former sheriff, former district judge, and now in prison. They're looking really for the fact that there's something wrong in the leadership in the courthouse. And you talk about you've not had a blemish on your record of 30 years, and that's something you, with your open door policy, want to bring to the office?
Yes, sir.
What else could you do to perhaps try to persuade the public that that something could be done to clean up the courthouse a little bit?
Well, I've been known to bring people together, whether it's in county government or in the nonprofit groups. I have served as the chairman of the United Way for 2 times. We were raising something like $500,000, and I was the first chairman to go over the $1 million mark. And that's hard to do when you're working with volunteers. So can you imagine what I can do with people that are being paid to do a good job? I've worked with the sheriff, I've worked with the district judges, county court law judges, JPs, probation departments, district attorney. So I know everybody on a first name basis, and I know that I can bring everybody together so we can bring back the respect that the citizens of Cameron County deserve.
Now, Mr. Rivera, the infrastructure of the county, all the roads, bridges, the bar ditches, the drainage system, and so forth, very, very important. What would you do if elected to the position of county judge to make sure there are improvements done in those areas of infrastructure that so badly need to be accomplished?
Well, that's very important. Infrastructure of the county is the engine that provides jobs in this county, because if you improve your infrastructure of the roads, I don't know what road you took to come to this courthouse, but you were bumping all over the place. And citizens of this county are tired of that. We need to spend the money wisely. We need to get as much revenues that we can get from the state and from Washington, D.C. We've already paid those funds. We need somebody that can lead the way, unite every single county commissioner to go out there and get the money that this county deserves. And I think that I'm that kind of guy that can get the job done. I've shown it in the past, and I can show it in the future.
About 20% of the taxes that come into the coffers of Cameron County come from South Padre Island one way or the other. We're going to talk about that issue when this particular program continues. Meet the Candidate Elections. We'll be back in a moment.
I'm Joe Rivera, and I'm your Democratic candidate for county judge. I've been in public office for over 30 years, and I'm kind of proud of the record that I have established. I want to work on infrastructure. I want to work on creating more jobs for our citizens. I want to keep our taxes low so that you, the citizens of this county, can benefit of the service that this county gives you. You already paid enough, so I'm hoping that you will go out to vote. Don't forget, May the 27th. Early voting starts on May the 19th to the 23rd. Again, thank you so very much for listening to us, and don't forget to vote. Thank you.
Hola, votantes de Cameron County. Mi nombre es Víctor González Jr. Soy el mayor de la ciudad de La Feria. Mi mensaje a ustedes es, por favor, en esta elección tan importante, el Partido Demócrata, tenemos que salir adelante. Su voto les urjo fuertemente que salgan. Aquí en Cameron County necesitamos cambio, necesitamos ser el condado que esté más arriba, porque siempre hemos trabajado duro. Aquí los votantes de La Feria, por favor les urjo, ya vamos a mitad de la campaña de la early voting.
Welcome back with Joe Rivera, current county clerk, Cameron County, Texas, position he served in for 30 years. He has been an ex officio member of the Cameron County Commissioners Court. Now he wants to be the Cameron County judge. So, Mr. Rivera, with 20% of the taxes ad valorem, sales taxes coming out of South Padre Island, what would you do if elected to be county judge to improve the situation? Because the beaches are eroding. As you know, having lived here as long as you have, the beaches are only about a third of what they were maybe when you moved to the town a long time ago. So what needs to be done in your opinion? What could you do to get these beaches restored? Because the number one reason people come to the South Padre Island area in the valley is to go to the beach, or secondarily to go to Schlitterbahn.
That's a very, very good question. You know, this is where you form partnerships with the city of Padre Island, with the citizens of Port Isabel, and come together with a good plan on how to fix that particular problem. If we do that, and also include the infrastructure that is needed, particularly that road that is going to come from directly from Hidalgo County into the new bridge, get that new bridge approved so that more people can come to the island. You know, no other county in the state of Texas has what we have. We have, for example, the island, we have the port, we have Mexico to the south of it. So infrastructure plays a big role in what we do in Cameron County.
One of the things you've indicated you want to do on your website is improve parking, improve the Cameron County Commissioners Court area, courthouse, judicial, administrative, so it's more user-friendly when the people come to the courthouse. What do you mean by that, and what would you intend to do if elected Cameron County judge?
If you ever have come on a Monday morning to try to serve a jury person, you can't find any parking. You've got to go on your own and find your parking. We need to again, infrastructure, build parking lots so that the citizens of this county get what they deserve. A parking space when they come to their business at the courthouse. You know, anybody that comes to the courthouse either takes a day off, they come on their lunch hour, or they come on their coffee break. And sometimes it takes as much as an hour to get out of here, and that's not fair to the taxpayers. We need to provide infrastructure so that the parking is not a problem, but something that can be accomplished so that they can come in, spend their money that they owe, which they want to pay, but sometimes it's almost impossible to come into the courthouse.
If you go into the office of Cameron County Judge and you get through the runoff on May the 27th, get to November and you defeat Carlos Cascas in that particular race, what kind of a leader would you want to be seen and expect to become when the voters, if they're going to vote for you today, what kind of leader would you become in looking over the budget and trying to get job creation and those kind of things accomplished?
That's a very, very good question. You know, I've been in public office for 30 years, and I've never gone over my budget. Matter of fact, every year we show a profit because I come from the business community that we have to show a profit and also give good service. So that's one of the things that I'm going to provide. I'm going to provide the leadership that is necessary so that our other departments are not jealous of the county judge. For example, I'll lead by example. A lot of times Commissioners Court will tell the office holders or the department heads there will be no raises, there will be no any pluses for their departments, and then all of a sudden, 30 days after the budget has been approved, they're giving raises to their own employees. I plan to lead by example. If there's no money for me, there's no money for anybody.
Anything else you'd like to tell the voters that you would do than a question I'm asking, something else you'd like to accomplish as part of your agenda platform? I'm
always fiscally responsible. I'm not a lawyer, and thank God for that. I will not be competing. I will not be competing with any other in another business. I will be a 24/7 county judge. Somebody asked me today, are you a CPA? I am not a CPA. And the reason we don't need a CPA is because we got a building full of auditors that can always advise the Commissioner's Court on what to do on fiscal matters. So you'll have a person that's going to be dedicated to this job and to you, the public.
Hi, I'm Captain Bob Sanchez from Brownsville, Texas, and I voted for Joe Rivera for Cameron County Judge. And I ask that you all vote for Joe Rivera for the Cameron County Judgeship November 4th. Reason being, Judge Cascos is promoting a website against Mexican Americans where they ridicule and make fun of the Mexican Americans on this website. Myself, along with my family and many others in the community, don't like it. That's why I voted for Joe Rivera, and I ask everybody to vote for Joe Rivera, Cameron County Judge, this November 4th. If not, early voting has begun.
My name is Tony Martinez, and I am the mayor of Brownsville, Texas. I have been a lifelong resident of Cameron County, and I'm asking you today to vote with me for Joe G. Rivera for the County Judge of Cameron County. Proven leadership, duration, and the type of person that we need to lead us into the 21st century. Thank you very much. Be sure and vote. It's very, very important.
And welcome back to the program. We're here to find out more about Joe Rivera in this segment, because Joe Rivera is somebody that you may not know, but the fellow we're talking to now does know Joe Rivera and has known him for a long time. Former mayor of the city of Harlingen, Randy Whittington. Randy, how long have you known Joe, and why are you supporting him in this race?
I've known Joe practically since I moved to the Valley in 1973. I think he's been county clerk for about 35 years, and I've known him since before he was the county clerk.
Any experiences during his time as county clerk in the county of Cameron that you have watched him and kind of indicate to you that he'd make a great county judge?
Well, yeah, a lot of them. You know, as a lawyer, I deal with the county clerk probably more than most people do, both in real estate transactions. You know, he's in charge of all of the official records. Dealt with him as the secretary for the Commissioner's Court. I've dealt with him as the clerk for the courts, the probate courts and the county courts at law. So I've dealt with him a lot. One of the things that's always impressed me about Joe is that, you know, even though he's been around for a long time, he's always looking forward. He's not looking back. The office of the county clerk in Cameron County is considered to be one of the very best in the state of Texas, and it's largely because of Joe and the fact that he's modernized it and always looked to the future and making it operate better.
What are some of the issues that you think are maybe not being dealt with now that your candidate, Joe Rivera, has agreed to work on?
There are I went to an event here in Harlingen a few months back and listened to a speech by our current county judge, and he said a couple of things that just really set me back on my heels. One was that he doesn't believe that county government has a role in economic development, and he also said something to the effect that the spaceport project that I think most folks have heard about down in Brownsville is not as big a deal as people say. And with all of the things that are going on in Cameron County and South Texas with the new university and the medical school, spaceport and everything else, we can't afford to have a county judge who has no more imagination than that about what the county government can and ought to be doing. And so I've talked, after that, after I recovered from listening to that, I have had a good many conversations with Joe about that and about all the things that are going on. Of course, the thing that is near and dear to my heart is the medical school and the new university. And Joe is, realizes how important that is and how engaged a county judge needs to be in that effort, and a lot of other things that are going on in South Texas that he will be involved in, I know, because he understands how important they are.
As the last comment comes from you, tell the people watching our telecast, again, anything that I've not asked, to affirm why you are supporting Joe Rivera for Cameron County Judge.
Well, I'm voting for Joe Rivera for County Judge of Cameron County, and I think you should too. Let me tell you why. I've known Joe for almost 40 years, and Joe is the absolute gold standard for a public servant. If you have dealt with Joe over the years, you know that he will listen to you, he will work with you to find solutions to the problems in Cameron County, and he believes in being proactive in dealing with all of the wonderful things that are happening in Cameron County, and I think he'll make a great leader for Cameron County. Thanks for your vote.
We're here visiting with Otis Powers. Otis,
how you doing?
Otis, 12-member of the Brownsville Independent School District Board, and he's here today to tell you what he knows, what he thinks about, and why he is supporting Joe Rivera for Cameron County Judge. We're here to let you, through the eyes of people who know the candidate, get to meet the candidate somewhat better than if it was the candidate here bragging on himself. We're talking to you and let you do it a little bit, Otis. So why are you supporting this guy, and how long have you known him?
Mr. Joe Rivera, I've known him for many years, and he knows my mom, my dad, my late father. He knows my entire family, and I'll never forget that one time my grandma Natalia Trevino from San Benito had a birthday party, 94th birthday party, and he shows up with a birth certificate that she was 18 again. And you can see the tears just come down my grandmother's eyes. And all my families were there, but my uncles, my aunts, all from San Benito. And that showed me something about this man, because to me in politics it's all about in your character, which should be impeccable. And I think Mr. Rivera shows that in his many years of service for this great county.
What are the issues and policy matters that you have discussed with Joe as a component for your endorsing him that seems to hit a tone with you that the future might be is why you're endorsing this candidate?
I think the main thing really out there, and you look at it, is probably, you got I-69, you got the infrastructures we're going to have here in the Valley and in Cameron County, and I think he's one guy that can bring the commissioners together and work together and have progress again. And we need a staunch Democrat that firmly believes in taking care of the county.
As an educator, 12-year member of the Board of Trustees of the Brownsville Independent School District, why do you think Joe Rivera would be a good judge for the educational system and educational needs of the citizens of Cameron County?
Well, my 12 years experience with him through being on the board, this is my second term as the board president, and him, that I could go to him, and if we have anything needed, BISD, let's say we need some extra property and an easement and whatnot, he's been there. And he'll help us tremendously, just joining hands together, one entity to another entity.
What are the issues do the voters, as they talk to you, you're an elected official in the BISD, so obviously you're somewhat attuned to the problems that people are experiencing with county government right now. What do the people want, and why do you think your candidate is the guy who can give it to them?
And I'm voting for Joe Rivera for one reason. It's because of his character. It's impeccable, and that's the only time, if you've ever known this man, and I've known him for many years, he's always had an open door policy. When you go to his office, it's not closed, it's open. And I don't care if you got the smallest issue to the largest issue. He will talk to you, he will listen to you, and he will get the job done for Cameron County.
I'm Rick Bennett, Mayor of Los Indios. I'm here to represent the candidate, not the citizens of Los Indios, but on behalf of myself. Joe Rivera is experienced, 35 years. He's an honest man, he's a God-fearing man. He's a problem solver and can do the job that he has experience, that he has proven experience to do. Joe Rivera has been in his position for 35 years and is doing a fantastic job there, elected many, many times, but is still doing hard work. I am going for the man that can do the best for Cameron County, Mr. Joe G. Rivera. Please go out and vote for Joe G. Rivera.
We need a county judge that will enrich all our lives, not just those of a few. We need a county judge that's all-inclusive, not exclusive. For many years, I have heard talk of a second causeway on South Padre Island, and I would like to see that happen in our lifetime. And this takes leadership. This takes bold vision, and we need a county judge with leadership skills and bold vision. And that county judge is Joe G. Rivera. So I ask you, and I appeal to all of you, to your better judgment and for the good of our children, our families, and all citizens of Cameron County, to vote for Joe Rivera.
My name is Tony Martinez, and I am the mayor of Brownsville, Texas. I have been a lifelong resident of Cameron County, and I'm asking you today to vote with me for Joe G. Rivera for the county judge of Cameron County. Proven leadership, duration, and the type of person that we need to lead us into the 21st century. Thank you very much. Be sure and vote. It's very, very important.
And welcome back to the telecast. I'm your host, Ron Whitlock, and the next gentleman in the hot seat is a guy named Ralph Cowan. Hey, Ralph, thank you for appearing on the program.
My pleasure.
And a lifetime friend of the Meet the Candidate Spotlight, Joe Rivera, who's running for Cameron County Judge. Why are you supporting Joe G. Rivera for Cameron County Judge, Ralph, as a longtime friend of the candidate?
Joe and I have been friends since 1970. I met him when he first came here from Corpus, and he was selling shoes at Sand Shoe Store, or downtown shoe store, and I was selling cars downtown at a dealership, and so we became friends then. We've been friends ever since, and you know, he's a guy that's got a lot of integrity, a lot of drive, and a lot of ambition, and he's followed his dream, and he's worked hard, and I've admired him, always have, always did. We were both young, thin, and handsome then, and now we're just handsome.
Anything else you want to tell the audience who are trying to meet the candidate, know the candidate through your eyes as a long-term friend?
Yeah, I've known Joe since 1970. That's 45 years. We go back a long ways. We've worked on a lot of things together, and I'm going to vote for Joe Rivera, and I'd like to ask you to vote for Joe Rivera. He's a very good man, has very good integrity, strong moral values, and is just an overall good guy that's been a great public servant, and I think he deserves his chance back.
With Larry Jokel, who is known the candidate that we're going to focus on here on Meet the Candidate during this period of time. Now, Jokel, you have known probably Joe Rivera longer than you've known this reporter, Ron Whitlock. You've known Joe Rivera 50 years, and you've known me only since about 1972.
Close enough. You and I probably go back a little further than that, Ron, but Joe and I have gone back to a long, long time, a very long time.
Local realtor in the city of Brownsville. Now, why are you supporting Joe Rivera, and why do you think he'd make a good county judge?
Well, Joe has seen what has gone on in this county now for more than 30 years. He's one of the few honest, hardworking members of the Cameron County Commission that we've ever had. And I think that Joe will make an excellent county judge in the upcoming election. And I look forward to seeing him as the new county judge in 2015. I am supporting Joe Rivera for Cameron County Judge. Why am I supporting Joe Rivera? Because I believe him to be the best candidate for this county in a long time. There are many, many issues, and Joe knows all of them and can help move this county forward over the next 4 years. So I'm really asking all of you to get out and support Joe Rivera, your next Cameron County Judge. Thank you very much.
We're meeting candidate Joe Rivera through the eyes of former Indian Lake Mayor Irene Romero. Irene, welcome to the program.
Thank you, sir.
Why are you supporting Joe Rivera for the judge of Cameron County position that he's running for?
Joe Rivera has been a lifelong friend of our family. My parents have both passed on now, and he still remains very strong in Los Fresnos, and he's still always be there for all of us.
What do you think he would be able to do if your candidate, Joe Rivera, is elected Cameron County Judge to help improve the quality of life of the people in the county?
With the experience that he brings as a county clerk, I truly, honestly feel strongly that he will be able to open more doors, not only for the employees of the county, but for small communities, for the rural areas where a lot of attention needs to be placed on, to try to provide more services and be able to have more access to the county. Because it seems to me like a lot of times the people that are already in the county, they forget about everybody else on the outside. They're working from within. And because Joe is such a well-rounded person, I truly believe that he would be able to walk out of his office, come see the community again, and with open arms, people will reach out to him, and he will be there to hold our hand and take us in and help us out.
Your last reason for supporting Joe Rivera for Cameron County Judge would be, and telling the audience?
I encourage you and ask you to please vote for Joe G. Rivera. He is running for Cameron County Judge, and I am asking you for your vote at this time. Joe Rivera has proven himself in leadership, dedication, hardworking. He's a family man, and we need him at the county seat. And I'm asking you to please ask your family and friends to vote for him. He continues to do many projects to help our communities and making Cameron County a better place to live. Again, I urge you to vote for Joe G. Rivera. Thank you.